One last name I want to mention before we break. I thought of Bill Belichick because at one point in the past few years, when the Bills were failing to live up to their potential, it dawned on me, hey, you put Belichick on that team, you get the right offensive coordinator in there to get the most out of Josh Allen. Belichick, despite everything that's happened since he was fired by the Patriots, he's regarded as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, game day head coaches of all time, coming up with the right plan each and every game, each and every week, devising and revising and fine-tuning to take advantage of the other team's weaknesses, to force them away from their strengths, both sides of the ball. And when you throw in that animosity that's there between him and the Crafts, God. But, you know, and I ran this by someone yesterday. It's like, I know it sounds crazy right now, but everything that's happened is crazy. Like, we're living in crazy. So you can't dismiss crazy when you're breathing crazy every day. I don't think it's going to happen, and there's been no indication that anyone's talking to him or gathering information about him with all these jobs that have been open. 10 jobs open. His name hasn't come up other than when he brought it up with a press release saying, I don't want to coach the Giants. I know the Giants weren't very happy about that. It's like, Bill, we don't want you to coach the Giants, but thank you for injecting yourself into the conversation. But of all those jobs, man, the possibility of Bill Belichick going to coach the Buffalo Bills, beyond the fact that Bill would be coaching the Bills, beyond that, that's the least fascinating development. What that would mean, if he's still got any remnant of a fastball, it doesn't have to be 104, it just has to be 92. If he's still got some sort of a fastball, it could knock it out of the park in Buffalo.
I said this back on one of the local stations in Boston right when he got fired, that if there was a team that said, hey, we want to make this move and we think we're pretty good and we're doing this strictly because we think this guy takes us from being pretty good to Super Bowl champion, I thought it was Buffalo. I just thought, for Buffalo, what better way could you come in and say, we're going to bring Bill Belichick just to take us over the top? Because you watched it. Like, your whole existence over the last, 2 decades, we're sitting in this division watching this guy year in and year out. You watch this wave of guys come in here. He wins 3 Super Bowls. They leave. And you see, all right, they draft these different guys. They sign certain free agents. And you're like, how in the hell are they doing this again? And I just thought, and like you said, a lot has happened since then when, he was let go from the New England Patriots. But it just felt like, man, you give Bill Belichick a Josh Allen-led team. And I just think of, because I played on the defensive side, there were many years where we didn't have the necessary guys to go win, and we devised game plans that gave us a shot to go win. And I thought of, man, you get the right coordinator and Josh Allen, they do the offense, and you let Belichick have the different guys on his staff that can devise plans to go win just one game. Forget a whole season. A guy that says, hey, for one game, I get to draw up a game plan to go win, nobody better. So maybe in this time they're sitting there saying, we got to think a little outside the box and let's go give Bill Belichick a call.
And hey, Devin, it goes back more than 20 years. It goes back to when you were 3 and I was 25. Super Bowl 25. The game plan that Belichick devised as defensive coordinator of the New York Giants, his plan for slowing down the K-gun offense, the Buffalo Bills, the favorites to win Super Bowl 25. There's great stories and biographies about Bill Belichick explaining to the Giants defense that Thurman Thomas is going to rush for over 100 yards, and they lose their minds. And he explains, this is how we win the game. We're going to take the steam out of the passing game, and we're going to force them to run the ball, much like the game plan that he came up with against the St. Louis Rams in Super Bowl 36. dare them to run the ball with Marshall Faulk and take away their ability to get the greatest show on turf rolling. So the relationship is a long one, and it ain't all that complicated. Bill's been kicking their asses for decades, and wouldn't it be something? And look, I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. But the guy can still take whatever you give him and whip it up into a game plan. I mean, and I'm not defending him, but I want to be fair here. Why did North Carolina stink this year? Because they didn't have the players. Because Mike Lombardi didn't know how to go get college players. They did a bad job of finding players. If you give him the players, he's going to take those players and he's going to turn them into the best versions of themselves they can be as football players. So, I don't know. Maybe this is just the part of me that loves chaos. And man, at a time of more, I mean, they say college football's got chaos. Hell, you're not paying attention to the NFL. Like, this would be the ultimate if Bill Belichick would end up coaching the Buffalo Bills. I'm kind of rooting for it because I'd like to see what he could do. I'd like to see what he could do with Josh Allen.
It would just be so much fun to see Sunday Night Football Week 1, Buffalo Bills, New England Patriots in Foxborough. I mean, how much would everybody be paying attention to all the other nonsense? Oh, it would be hilarious. I would sign up for that, and I would beg, hey, go on site, be there, be at that moment. It would be incredible.
Well, and it would be in Buffalo to open the new stadium. Usually when a new stadium comes online, we end up there pretty early in the life cycle of the new stadium. So, Patriots at Bills.
You know what
Week
it would
1,
be?
Sunday Night Football.
It would be it would be Thursday night. It would be in New England.
I know what you're
saying.
Yeah.
That banner dropping.
Week two, Patriots at Bills in the new stadium. So you get to be there to see the banner drop, and then we'll go to Buffalo for week 2, Patriots at Bills. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.